Right, well, this was a good one. Word 8. Someone said to me, oh, millions and kɪləɡræm isn't in the orthographic mapping tool. So I mapped it back end. But then I thought, let's just have a look at the phonetic symbols just to check that I am not being blinded by the letters, that I'm not facing orthographic interference. Because something niggled at me, because I was looking at this and I was thinking, millions. Millions. I was thinking, do I say millions? In which case, millions. Let's play it. Millions. And then I put it in a sentence, because often we overpronounce things, especially overpronounce how we think they are, when we're saying a word in isolation. So I said, oh, I want to win millions of pounds. And then I kept thinking millions, million. Oh, hold on, million. And of course I checked with the IPA, because that's, you know, if you don't speak English as a first language, the IPA is great because you can look at a word, you don't know how to pronounce it, so you check the phonetic symbols. And look at this, millions, millions. So actually, the speech sound king. Oh, sorry. Let me do that one again. Millions, millions. So it's this. So I was being whether it's because do I say millions, or do I imagine that I say that? Do I really say millions? And then I thought, okay, well, what's the pattern there that's new for me? That if that I is a representation for the y sound, let's just have a look at the y. Look at that. And it's like an onion. So I've already seen that pattern before. So that's not necessarily new for me, but it made me think today, so I'm still going to circle that, because every time I look at this, and this is why I do one of these separately for each individual child, because each individual child that I work with has their own mat, and I can say, oh, what's that for? And they'll say, oh, it was the I in millions, you know, or what was that for? Oh, it was the I in repeat, or the I in orange, or was it village? I can't remember which one we did now. But this is a reinforcement of their own personal journey. So millions, millions, millions of dollars are wasted on rubbish programs. And then I had a look, and then I thought, well, I want to have a look at kɪləɡræm, because we've got that O there. So what does the O represent here? What does it map with? Oh, it's the schwa. Because yesterday, do you remember we had a look at, so this O, letter O, in phonics programs, often maps with that O monster, but it's not millions, is it? Or kɪləɡræm, and it's not even an O like the letter name. Is it an O like in spelling in programs, which is represented by the A there? You see, this is this opaque orthography that we're talking about, in that letters represent different sounds depending on the word, and the sounds that we use can be represented in different ways. So it's that opaque orthography. And so we've got this opaque orthography, which is difficult as it is, but it's even worse when we, as skilled readers that don't have to think about the mapping, when we're not really thinking about the mapping. So here we've got, let's just check the phonetic symbols, it's just easier. Even if you don't say it like that, check the universal code, because you have to teach as if you're teaching children universally. You know, even within your classroom, there will be different accents and what have you. So let's have that universal code. The speech sound king, that's what he created the universal code for. So kɪləɡræm, kɪləɡræm. So that's the schwa just there. That's the schwa just there. And I just, in my head, I just liked that link, because a lot of children see O and think oh, and yet here there's no O, and there is an O sound. So I just, you know, my brain, I see, when I hear words, I see sounds. I see pictures of sounds. That's why it was so easy to create the monsters, because I thought, well, I just want something that maps with that sound, because you can't use phonetic symbols for, obviously, with children who are learning to read. So that represents that O sound. And then we've got the schwa, which you will fill in throughout the year. So throughout the year, the child fills in their own. So I might have put there, because for kɪləɡræm and mɪljənz, but you just need to make sure that the child can remember. So give them a spelling book as well. That's their spelling book. It's their speech sound mapping, their code mapping book. See you tomorrow.